Okay, so we're back. And I got this all done. I know the lighting's not really great. Well, that is I guess it's pretty full. I looked at the other one and it is similar. There might have been a few more balls. And like I said, if you have gold balls, little ones, you can stick them in all over. I'll do another video on one like that. And I'm kind of excited to do the gold one. So anyway, now what I've done is I've cut some of these. Look over here. I've cut some of these ends, and what I mean by fluffing is I would take pieces like this and put it in here and say right here I didn't like that it didn't have enough fluff. I just shove it in there and put glue on the end and shove it in there, and maybe a little bit right there. So the next thing that I'm going to do, I'll make my bow last, is I have I spray painted these gold. I had a whole bunch of red ones and I wanted gold, and I didn't want to go to the store. And so I spray painted them, and then I tear them apart and kind of twist them together. And actually where I think what I tried to do yesterday in making that one, oh, now see, I'm going to show you something. Right here, I don't like that those two balls, oops, I'll show you. These two balls are touching like that. There's some right there that are. I'm going to put a ribbon in there. And I'm going to cut it just to trim it up just a little bit. Oops. So I'm just trimming these at an angle. These got kind of long. I wasn't paying attention. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to shove it right between there. Those are the kind of the little things that bug me. And I'll just put it right there. And it kind of separates them. There's another one I saw somewhere right there. I think that's all right. So what I do with the beads is I just put the glue on the end like this, and I'll show you a trick for getting rid of glue spiders. You always wrap it around here because the heat's gonna disconnect it. But there's also another really good way to get rid of them. So I'm just gluing them. And right now I'm kind of putting them wherever there was a ribbon. That's kind of my method to my madness. Or where there's too much green. Kind of see the red on that. So it's, you know, wherever you want to put it. This is why I like making my wreaths hung up. I probably couldn't make a wreath sitting down if my life depended on it, laying down on a table. And to make something like this, an old, very good friend and landlord of mine made it when my now 35-year-old son, who has my first twin grandbabies, I think he was, my gosh, 5 or 6, maybe a little older, I don't remember, when my friend Vern Schweikart told me I needed this. He saw me working. He says, you need this. And he made it for me. And I have taken it with me everywhere I've gone because it is a lifesaver. I don't know how people make them laying down. But anyway, so we're just sticking these in wherever we want to stick them. I'm looking at it. Gosh, the lighting in here is terrible. I'm sorry about that, ladies. I'm going to put one there. I'm going to show you how to make a bow, how I make a bow. I can remember when I was first learning bows I'm 55 and I started doing this when I was mid-20s. And I see a lot of people asking, how do you sell them? How do you get started? I knocked on gift shop doors. I went around, took my stuff with me, and said that I wanted to start a wholesale business, and that's what I did. At one time I had 17 wholesale stores. But then making these ruined my hands and I couldn't do it as much anymore. So You just have to get out there, and the answer is no unless you ask. So you just start asking people. So right now, let's see if you can see that. Hopefully you can see it. I've got the gold in everywhere. So now I'm going to scoot that back, and I'm going to show you how to make a ribbon. When I was taught how to make a ribbon many years ago, they did this twisting and turning, and it was horrible. I couldn't figure out what they were talking about. And in fact, I finally put together a bow maker that I wanted to get patented, and still haven't done it, but it works pretty well. But right now, this is the way I'm doing it. So I take my ribbon, and however long a tail I want, and I just take it like this, pinch it together, then I pinch this one in the same thing. I want it about yay big, and I don't flip it over and turn it and twist it. I just bring it right there and put it in my hands. Then I do another one. I think what I did with the other bow was 3, I call them outside loops. I suppose you have to twist it a little bit if you have a right side and a wrong side to your ribbon. So for me right now, and this is the part that ruined my hands making wreaths for so long, is my bow's like this, but I don't like it like that. So then I'm going to start making some on the inside and a little bit shorter. So I just kind of look, and it's a little bit shorter. And I do one there, one here, one there. That is my bow. So there's my first bow. I already cut some wire. Your main bow, the back part of your bow, you don't need to have a long tail like this. This ribbon's wire's long, because your inside bow is what you're going to wire to your wreath. So I take that, I wire it, and just cut it off. And then I'm going to cut that off there. So there's my first bow, or back of my bow. And then I set that aside. I'm doing red. I don't know how many people have Costco, but right now Costco has 50 yard rolls, 100 feet. Wait, 100 feet. Oh no, I got this at Michael's. Costco has their 50 yard rolls, I think is what it is, for $7, and you can't beat that price. So with this one, I want to make sure that my ribbon is about the same. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to make it smaller, because this is just going to fill up the inside, and I'm not going to make inside loops and outside loops, because this is just going to fill up the inside of the big bow. So I will probably make, there's 3 on each side. I'll probably make 4 on each side. Now this is the bow that you want to have a nice long, I use this green lightweight ribbon or wire. You want to have it pretty long, because you're going to put it on the back, and there's nothing worse than trying to work with short wire. You can cut it off, but working with short wires, not fun. So I've twisted that. There's my bow, and I'm not really particular about how it's going to look, because it's going to get squished in the middle of this bow. So I just separate my wire. There's wire separated. And I'm going to separate the tails on these. I'm just going to stick that wire back through this wire, or through this bow. I'm going to try and get a little bit centered, but I pull and tug on it afterwards. So now what I'm going to do is just put that on really tight and twist it. You can fluff and play with your bow before you put it on your wreath or after you put it on your wreath. I normally do it more after. So right now that bow has just, you'll see there's a gap right here, but I'll show you how to fill that in. You can use a lot of ribbon and fill that in, or you can cheat. And I will show you how. So now I'm just taking this. There we go. Set this up a little bit. So I'm separating this wire. So one's kind of on top and one's on the bottom. Go to the middle of this, and I'm just going to grab my wire here, and my wire's down here. And I kind of pull the ribbon or the bow up that way to begin with. And then I just do this right on the back. I'll just twist it around nice and tight. And then I loop it around my finger and kind of twist and then shove it into the greenery. So then, let's see if you can see that. There we go. And I'm just going to take these two and pull them apart a little bit. I'm going to take these two, pull them apart a little bit. This one, you can see that it's flipping, kind of flipping up. This is all wired ribbon, so I just kind of scoot that over there. I take my ribbons and I just cut them so they're nice and even. Well, that's not going to be real even. And you can make your tails as long as you want. There's that, and just kind of fluff it in there. And what I wanted to show you about cheating a little bit with this particular wreath is you can take these ribbons. I'm going to pull that up. You can take these ribbons and, again, glue them. And glue this right in the middle. Just like that. It'll make it look like it's fluffed out a little bit more than what it is. And I'm going to take another one and put it right there. And if you wanted, you could put some gold beads or gold things right in the middle. But there you go. That is how you make one of those wreaths. So I'm going to make a gold one next, and I'll show you how to do that one. I've got another idea about how we're going to do that one. So hope this helps. Bye, ladies.